is up, guys? Dash here for episode 508 of Community Universe Mode, and edition number 137 of Monday Night Fusion. Why am I streaming at a rave? You know, gotta get that work done whenever you can, you know what I mean? I wanted to go to this rave, but I had to stream Fusion at NGW, so yeah, I was actually worried there might be. Let me know if it does buffer or lag a lot, because my breaker blew out earlier today, and it shut off my internet, so I was worried that there might be a little bit of issues, but hopefully there are not. But what is up, guys? What up, Mark? It is Ascendance Week, boys! Right here, Monday, we've got not just the Go Home Fusion, guys, but immediately following will be NGW, and tomorrow is Genesis. Wednesday and Thursday, right here on the Twitch channel, reruns of the best greatest Ascendance match. Actually, part one of that is up on the old YouTube channel right now if you want to go watch it so bad. Can't wait till Wednesday for it. And then, of course, the weekend, Saturday, pre-show and panel, Sunday, day one, Monday, day two, the show of shows. What up, Gamer Anno? Guys, and right here at the top of our flagship show in CMV, it is a Trios Championship match. The BRC defending their gold. It's Genesis Invaders. The Good Brothers, Reese Ortiz, Rarity Morton, and Xander Slate. Remember, the news dropped a couple of months ago that after Ascendance, the Trios titles will become multi-branded, meaning they can be defended on Fusion, NGW, and Genesis, as well as any pay-per-view, and can be fought for by any team. So, gentlemen, as you hear, Sucklove giving us an early taste of that. Fusion versus Genesis Trios line tearing the week against the dysfunctional team of Rob Cross, Chris Diamond, and PJ Moon. The Kings refused to tag in PJ Moon, and in the end it cost them the titles. The grandest stage of them all. Uh-oh, is it buffering? I was scared of this. Please buffer. Go away. Don't come again some other day. The grandest stage of them all on the horizon, and all of the BRCs set for action at Ascendance 6. Flashy and JT Fury will be busy in the third annual Slick B Memorial Battle Royale. And at Chris Sullivan, one of the 8 men who will vie to become a light heavyweight champion in the ladder match. Trios title's definitely pretty sexy. We got the inaugural and 2-time champs right here. Will they walk into Ascendance still with the gold? What a night of action we have here, guys, on the Go Home Fusion, though. Perhaps, and I don't say this lightly, the most star-studded match in CMV history, guys. 8-man tag match. World champion Harvey Hastings, Schmitty, Ryan Kent, and Matt Davis take on Andrew Briggs, the reunited X-Gen, and Jacob Ziegler. This is a championship match. The BRC not just defending their titles, defending their home turf against Genesis Invaders. The antagonist, Reese Ortiz, the newest member of the Good Brothers. Xander Slate tweeted out earlier this week saying, Reese, we're going to properly introduce you into the Good Brothers by winning you some championship gold, which he had the opportunity to win on this past episode of Genesis, but thanks to Adam Scott returning and attacking him, that international championship opportunity against Brody Halleck was flushed down the toilet. And last but not least, the Tag Team of the Year. Former two-time World Tag Team Champions who technically never properly lost their World Tag Team titles. Both men looking to add the trio belts to their stacked resumes. Xander Slate and Randy Orton. Both of whom will once more stand across the ring from Brule at Ascendant 6 in the very first ever tag team street fight. See if they will go into that matchup with some gold around their waists. Oh, no doubt. Xander Slate and Randy Orton, future Hall of Famers, their careers alone earn them that right. Xander Slate, a former two-time world champion, Randy Orton, a former two-time world champion, both of them with a plethora of other accolades besides winning the World Tag Team titles together. Now they look to win the Trios titles side by side, and with Reese Ortiz start things off against Flashy, as referee Murphy will ring the bell. Our first matchup of the night here on the Go Home edition of Monday Night Fusion before Ascendant 6 this weekend. What up, Big Dong? Welcome back. Jawbreaker Flashy creates a little bit of distance. The BRC in the past, man, have fought against the odds and emerged victorious. Look at last week. I don't think a whole lot of people gave him a chance to defeat Rob Cross, Chris Diamond, and PJ Moon, and maybe they wouldn't have if not for the Kings and PJ Moon being unable to get on the same page. But speaking of Chris Diamond and PJ Moon, guys, just before the show started today, Chris Diamond on Twitter finally announced the stipulation for he and PJ Moon's Ascendance match. And they're going to fight once more inside of a Hell in a Cell. And Diamond even adding a further stipulation that if PJ Moon can beat him, he and Rob Cross will leave Fusion and try to get contracts with Genesis. Hell in a Cell, and if PJ Moon wins, the Kings are off of Fusion. So that is definitely going to be super exciting to watch. Just one of many dream matches and championship bouts on the Ascendant 6 card across all 3 days. What's up, Bateman? You delectable little sweet and sour tart. Chris Sullivan now, Boston's #1. The legal man tries for an elbow drop, but Reese Ortiz with a step out of the way. Reese Ortiz, the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner, brings Chris Sullivan up onto one knee. I'm sure he's feeling real sour about Adam Scott costing him the International Championship a couple of days ago on Genesis. So now a chance to win some championship gold in the trios titles here alongside the Good Brothers. Chris Sullivan thrown up against the ropes. What does Reese Ortiz have cooking up here? Well, goodbye, Reese Ortiz. Dropped down to the outside. Nicely done by Chris Sullivan. Gives himself an opening. Now going to go tag in JT Fury. Murphy at the count of 2. Reese Ortiz gets himself back up to his seat, into the ring. Irish whip into the corner, guys. A lot more awesome matches to see tonight in our co-main event. A fatal 4-way. We'll put 2 Ascendant 6 matches together. Chris Diamond and PJ Moon going to be joined by MF3, Maurice Fisher III, and Perry Heenan for a fatal 4-way. Not to mention light heavyweight champion Percy Simmons is back in action tonight, taking on El Valentino. And much, much more. JT Fury, surviving that double team Meteora, now to take out the Milkman. The only Justin meaning is Justin Santa, right? There's actually a real wrestler named Justin Santa. Imagine if he started to endorse CMV. That'd be something. Trouble would sue him. I was actually watching that best of CMV Ascendance video on my channel. I was watching it back. Just me talking to Trouble during the first ever Ascendance. I think he was the only one in the chat. Back then, not a lot of people watched live. It was just me and Trouble having a good old time. Randy Orton up top, though, going to fly with a nice shoulder tackle. But JT, I thought he was going to make that hot tag. That was very close. Orton Fast enough to stop him, though. Irish whip out onto the apron. Tries to charge and gets a kick to the side of the head. Springboard, phenomenal forearm. Guys, and our first tweet of the evening comes from world champion Harvey Hastings, who says, I wonder if Quinn is at home cheering you on, Ziegler. Maybe I should put an end to that when we fly to the UK. And meanwhile, Morton looks to put an end to JT Fury after hitting the go-home driver. What the hell is this? TKO just stole JT's own finishing maneuver and used it against him to win the trios titles. No, Fury kicks out. But man, Harvey Hastings just definitely trying to get under the skin of Jacob Ziegler there with that tweet. Of course, they'll come face to face later on in our main event, that 8-man tag, before going one-on-one this Saturday. They main event, or Sunday I should say, they main event day 1 for the Undisputed Championship. Harvey Hastings trying to play some last-second mind games as Slate is now the legal man. Yeah, my early days commentating was not great. It was pretty bad. You should watch the first ever episode of CMV. Now that was bad. I remember talking about in that episode, I was like, I don't even think I'm going to commentate, guys. I might just talk here and there, give my opinion on a few things. But my commentary definitely wasn't even commentary back then. I had that commentary where I didn't know what moves were called. I was like, oh, and there he goes with a flipping suplex DDT driver. Nice enziguri by Xander Slate. Chris Sullivan is reeling right now, and the OG Dirty Heel near to the midsection, backs him into the corner, knife edge chop, overhand punch to the chrome dome, turns around, gets a good look at that ass, forearm smash to the back of the head, misses the second time, goes for it a third time. Chris Sullivan rallies, Irish whip to the corner of the BRC, tries to make a tag to JT Fury. Bam! Nice double axe handle. Elbow to the side of the head, though. Slate quickly comes to, and it looks like he's going old school. Dream Street there. Or the Colossus for the layman. Oh, guys, JT Fury looks to clutch up hard. Drop toe hold, has Slate caught up in this modified crossface. Will the OG Dirty Heel tap? Will the BRC retain? No, Xander Slate escapes. Ducks the clothesline, gets it anyway. And now JT Fury lining up his shot here on Slate. Xander not sure where he is right now. Can the BRC clutch, baby? TKO, so important how it's done. Wait, is that 702? Did I just now realize that? Is that just a new account, or are you a new person? 1, 2, but just a 2 count. Of course, Xander Slate hangs in there. I thought you were a new person this entire time. JT Fury, he's thinking about making a tag, but it seems like he's second guessing himself. Who's he going to tag in? Flashy! The recognized frontman of the BRC. Oh, now up to the top rope. Slate is still hurting from that TKO. Flashy looks to add to the damage with a shooting star press, but Slate moves out of the way. Had it well scouted. There's that veteran instinct by the OG Dirty Heel. The trios titles are on the line in our opening matchup here on Fusion. Number 137 Ascendant Sixes this weekend. Will the Good Brothers walk into the greatest stage of all with championship gold around their waists? Clean slate. 1, 2, no. He didn't use that loaded forearm smash like he did to Chris Andrews a couple of nights ago on Genesis. Found out he had steel plating in his sleeve there to knock out the Bloody Brit, but it was too late for the ref to do anything about it. Tag to Randy Morton now. The Milkman comes in to continue the damage. Ooh. Grab by the arm. Wrench. Flashy trying to keep his team alive right now. White. This is a cross-brand match, Bateman. The trios titles after Ascendant 6 will become multi-branded, meaning they can be competed for on any show, any pay-per-view, by any team. So Yuri Sokolov giving us an early treat of that. The Good Brothers coming over from Genesis, vying to become champions. Elbow to the back of the head by the Moo Moo Man. Now goes for a lateral press. Watching that best of CMV Ascendance, the first ever Ascendance Money in the Bank ladder match. That took me back. 5 of the 6 competitors in that match went on to do some pretty great things. Of course, one deceased, rip in peace, Scott Norrie, never forget. The 4 others still active, being Aaron White, Xander Slate, Hayden, and Bison. Randy Morton, look at this. Go home driver to Flashy, who's already suffered a clean slate, guys. Flashy is in a bad way. Stomped down onto the face. Now, oh, look at this kind of... I thought he was going to go for a slate by slate for a second. Rolling front headlock now. Transitions into a sort of crossface. Don't think he's really looking for the submission. Trying to wear down Flashy a little bit. Wear him down for this. If Flashy gets hit with this, guys, we might have new trios champs. Born to end. Born to end. Born to end. 1, 2, 3. We have new trios champions. The Good Brothers have come to Fusion and have conquered the BRC. We have new trios champions. Reese Ortiz, Xander Slade, and Randy Morton capture the gold. What a week it has been for the Good Brothers. Randy Morton knocking off Brett Angel. Xander Slade knocking off Chris Andrews. And now we have new trios champions. There was the clean slate early on that wore down Flashy and eventually a Borto end by the Moo Moo Man. And we christen new trios champions. Mamma mia. What a way to kick off the last episode of Fusion before Ascendant 6. Guys, up next we have what could quite possibly be a sleeper match. Joey Diaz going to be going at 1-on-1 with MLP. He was actually at the Genesis stream on Saturday. Joey Diaz. Don't be following. We're going to get into the Go Home NGW. That is right, a double. And coming up from NGW, recently, Joey Diaz, who debuted last week with a swift victory over Chase Henderson. He is one of the 8 men who will compete for the light heavyweight championship in that ladder match at Ascendant 6, but most certainly has got a huge opportunity ahead of him in this one as he squares off against former Money in the Bank winner and Alpha World Champion MLP Michael Lee Pratt, who of course at Ascendant 6 will be challenging Alistair Knox for the United States Championship. Joey Diaz, known as the hot commodity of NGW. He was a fan favorite, quickly garnered a lot of support from the CMV universe. And with good reason, this kid is uber talented. And I could very well see him being the one to climb that ladder at Ascendant 6, unhook the Light Heavyweight Championship to become the new champion. That Light Heavyweight Championship ladder match, I honestly cannot wait for it. I can already tell that it is going to be quite the affair. All 8 men, I would bet, willing to lay down everything they've got in order to walk out of Ascendant 6 with the Light Heavyweight Championship. Of course, this is the champion, Percy Simmons, who's got his back against the wall. He does not have to be pinned, does not have to be submitted, does not have a champion's advantage. And his odds are not good to keep that championship to his name come the show of shows. Of course, he returns to action tonight. The gold-blooded franchise. You might not like his attitude, I don't, but I am certainly looking forward to having him back in the ring. He'll be taking on El Valentino. Should be a good match. And here he comes, the phenomenal Michael Lee Pratt. MLP knows how to get it done. At Ascendant 6, made his Ascendance debut last year when he was on that huge winning streak. He knocked off Kyla, a former 2-time international champion. And from there, MLP went on to become a Money in the Bank winner, would cash in to win the Alpha World Championship. An injury kept him on the shelf for 6 months, though returned last month. And now has his eyes on the United States Championship and Alistair Knox this weekend. Is that Joey Diaz's career highlight? His career highlight might be becoming light heavyweight champion this Sunday. Both these men by the next episode of Fusion might be champions. So here we go, Joey Diaz, MLP, one-on-one, 2 high flyers set to collide. What MLP is going to have to watch out for is Joey Diaz and his educated knees. MLP has such a flurry of offense, though, has so many different ways to beat an opponent that I don't know if anybody can properly prepare. Joey Diaz got a nice slick new attire, bringing out the tights here. I like. Yo, what up, PJ? Welcome into the stream, my friend. Doing pretty good. It's Ascendance week. Can't be in a bad mood. Nice trip up there by Joey Diaz. MLP looking at him like, you kidding me? Didn't expect that, maybe. Underestimating Joey Diaz, the rookie. Ooh. Oh, it's like a short arm, big boot. Executed there by Joey Diaz. Ooh. And a stiff kick to the lower back. Joey Diaz, like I said, you have got to watch out for. Oh! Revenge! Big Chris Andrews fan. Is Joey Diaz apparently Irish whipping a big high knee to the face of MLP as he was rebounding off the ropes to the apron. Joey Diaz looks to fly through the air, and he does the shooting star press. How beautiful looking was that? Wonder if Harvey Hastings is a bit jealous. Saw that. His blitzkrieg, is it as good? Jawbreaker and timber. Joey Diaz goes falling down. I'm yelling timber. You better something or another. Irish whip. Joey Diaz rebounds. MLP's with a shooting star press kick. I'm not too sure exactly what that was. I can tell you what this is. Uranagi slam by MLP. My goodness. And now MLP lately has been showing a lot of power. Wayside slam. And Pratt usually known. He's called the king of flight. There's a reason. But he is a pretty strong boy, it would seem, as well. And Joey Diaz with a lion salt after that Luthez press. Down into a lateral press. 1, but only a 1 count. Not enough to get Joey Diaz the victory, the biggest victory of his career. Now he's going to go up to the top rope. Diaz going to fly. The hot commodity going for a Phoenix splash, but that apparently pissed MLP off. Look at the way he's stomping on Joey Diaz's ankle, man. If he was to break Diaz's ankle, rip his Money in the Bank, or Money in the Bank, that the other ladder match, rip his light heavyweight championship aspirations, rip even competing at Ascendant 6. Russian leg sweep there by Pratt, the former Alpha World Champion, up onto the second turnbuckle. And now it is Pratt who looks for a Phoenix Splash, but Joey Diaz moves out of the way. Neither one of these guys wanting to let the other hit a Phoenix Splash, it would seem. MLP quick to come to, Irish whip into the corner, getting a good look at that ass before putting him up on the top rope. What is Pratt thinking of here? It's not going to be anything pretty. Joey Diaz knows that. Elbow to the side of the head, flying through the... Oh! DDT! Mamma mia, the spike on that one. And now reeling MLP into a triangle hold. Pratt shakes the cobwebs and look at the strength. MLP looks like that took it out of him though. He is woozy. Diaz clutching at his lower back, and here he comes, the King of Flight, baby. Whirly bird head scissors. One. Only a 1 count though. Elbow right to the side of the head. MLP stunned. Joey Diaz knows it. That ripcord knee strike usually is the beginning of the end for Joey Diaz's opponents. Maybe that alone will be enough. 1, 2. Only a 2 count though. How could you fat shame Joey Diaz? You know what? Joey Diaz, he's doing this to you right now, Topher. He's got you in mind. Oh, no he doesn't. Goes for his Gourd Buster GTS, which no opponent has yet kicked out of, but Pratt was ready for him. And now Pratt goes to the top rope. The King of Flight with his signature 630 senton. But Diaz obviously did his homework. He studied the tapes. European uppercut. MLP hook to the jaw, man. These two know each other seemingly very well. This is the first time they've ever fought. Remember, MF3. Why am I doing this? I was about to call him Perry Heenan, then I was about to call him MF3. MLP is an NGW alumni. Some might say the most successful superstar to come out of NGW, as he is the only one to ever win a world championship. I'd say George King rivals him. But definitely, it just goes to show you that coming out of NGW, you can have a hell of a career. Maybe Joey Diaz will have that same kind of career. Ducks the clothesline, rebounds. Look at that, a leaping lariat kip up. Now goes for a clothesline. Joey Diaz. That reaction time, though, some hella reflexes. The hot commodity getting dragged. All right now, Snapmare, MLP maybe wanting to slow things down, but Joey Diaz is having none of that, neither here nor there. Oh, and Diaz, there it is, Gourd Buster, GTS, right into the pin aggressively. And it's enough! Joey Diaz has just defeated MLP. And what kind of momentum is Pratt going to have going into Ascendant 6 to challenge Knox? Wait a minute, man. Joey Diaz did this last week after defeating Chase Henderson. Now he's doing it to MLP. Diaz wants to make a mark. Wants to put the Fusion locker room on notice. Diaz with another victory. That's the United States champion, Alistair Knox. MLP not having a whole lot of momentum heading into the show of shows, where, of course, he's going to be challenging Knox for the United States title. Might have some people thinking that MLP is going to be easy pickings for the ominous one, but if I were Alistair, I most definitely would not count out Pratt. I don't think anybody should ever count out Pratt, no matter what kind of shape he's in. Now into our third matchup of the evening. What an episode of Fusion it has been already. In our opening matchup, we crown new Trios champions Reese Ortiz and the Good Brothers knocking off the BRC. We just saw Joey Diaz defeat MLP in a highly contested matchup. Post-match attack, absolutely disgusting if you ask me, and completely pointless, but Joey Diaz, I'm sure, has his own personal motives, man. He is on a roll. If you're a betting man, might want to put your chips into the corner of Mr. Diaz. Up next, we have got some more singles competition from the Kings. Rob Cross, another one of the 8 men involved in that ladder match for the light heavyweight championship. And much in the same boat as Joey Diaz, this is a huge match for Cross as he takes on CMV veteran Pierre Thompson, who last week, guys, held up Fusion in protest. Weeks and weeks and weeks, he has been calling out Hayden to no response. Hayden not even having the courtesy to respond and say no, to decline the challenge, prompting Pierre to, throw out one last-ditch effort, if you will, to get Hayden to respond. But instead, General Manager of Fusion, Yuri Sokolov, would respond saying that he feels the same as Pierre Thompson. He is sick and tired of Hayden in his games. So Sokolov, guys, officially signing the match at Ascendant 6. It is going to be Pierre Thompson versus Hayden, one-on-one. If Hayden does not show up, his contract with CMV will be terminated. Sokolov is done playing games. He's not screwing around anymore. Hayden either shows up to Ascendant 6 or he is fired. And still, in the week since then, nothing from Hayden. Haven't heard a single, not a peep. And there's the man, the workhorse, the big dog of CMV, Prime Time. Been on a bit of a losing streak these past few weeks. I think a big reason for that is that he's been so focused on Hayden. Maybe now that he knows he's got Hayden at the Granite Station Mall, he can fully focus here on Rob Cross, because if he does not, Rob Cross will easily take him out. A former international and United States champion, Pierre Thompson, one of the strongest men in all of CMV. Rob Cross going to have to find some sort of, maybe use his, I don't know that Rob Cross has any advantage on Pierre Thompson, because Thompson really is just a total package. Not only freakishly strong, but fast. While Rob Cross will be vying for the light heavyweight championship at Ascendant 6, we know his tag team partner, his best friend Chris Diamond, will enter Hell in a Cell against PJ Moon, where Rob Cross, his career on Fusion is not even in his hands. It rests on the shoulders of Chris Diamond. If PJ Moon beats Chris Diamond, he and Rob Cross will be bye-bye. Their Fusion careers will be no longer. This could very well be the last Fusion match Rob Cross ever has. So here we go. WGW superstar showing some respect. Rob Cross with a handshake, surprisingly, here to Pierre Thompson. And WGW, Rob Cross has made a name for himself as a 3-time WGW light heavyweight champion, but he wants to become the first ever WGW superstar to also hold the light heavyweight championship. And if he can outmaneuver 7 other men at Ascendant 6, then he will do just that. Scoop slam, drops down behind Rob Cross. Nice punch to the back of the head. Ooh. Nice leg drop bulldog by Cross. To see Pierre Thompson immediately, perhaps out of instinct, start to stir. Cross keeps him down as he goes up to that second turnbuckle. Rallying for Thompson to get up to his feet, waiting patiently. Cross now caught up in a power bomb and then dropped on that top rope there. Thompson is looking to eat good tonight before feasting on the main course that is Hayden at Ascendant 6, and there is that power I was talking about. Of course, in CMV, Rob Cross not without his accolades. He and Chris Diamond won the 3rd annual Tag Team Cup, also the last ever Fusion Tag Team Champions. Ooh, that DDT did not look pretty. Rob Cross to the corner early in this matchup. Hits one move on Pierre, decides to taunt. Thompson is already back up to his feet, gonna make him pay for it. Reeled into a front headlock, European uppercut, staggers him just a bit. Now gonna try to bring him in for a DDT of his own, maybe, but instead gets a Russian leg sweep, nicely done by Cross. Kick to the midsection. Oh, mama. Rob Cross, signature maneuver, that last ride, sit-out powerbomb. That is a rope break, though, and a good call by Murphy. The fingertips of Thompson just under the bottom rope there. Thompson comes to quickly, swinging knee right up under the chin. Rob Cross stunned only momentarily. Pierre Thompson knows he's got to work fast. Irish whip down to the outside, wants to take this fight to the ringside area here. Ooh, nice Hurricane Rana, and Cross right back into the ring. Doesn't want to play that game. He knows that those pads out there offer virtually no protection to the concrete that lies beneath, but Thompson is apparently really wanting to fight here on the outside for whatever reason. It is a good strategy to wear down your opponents even more so. Cross he is not about that life. Rob Cross is like, nah, fam, I ain't fighting out there. Get in the goddamn ring. I got to side with Rob Cross here. I don't know why Thompson is doing this. Irish whip now off the ropes. Ooh, pop up on the rebound. Just, it's almost like Pierre Thompson is playing with his meal here. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wow, belly to belly. And Rob Cross sent from the inside of the ring all the way down to the outside. That is maybe about 10 feet. And a discus, you butcher. Rob Cross getting his clock cleaned. Clothesline at a short distance. Rip in peace, Rob Cross. Can we get a never forget here, please? Type F to pay your respects. Cross getting killed now. There we go, a little bit of life. Oh my God! On the outside! No strings attached! Pile driver by Rob Cross. And now Cross able to take advantage. Pierre completely out of it right now. Cross able to have his way. Victory roll from the top rope. Mamma mia, onomatopoeia. What a maneuver. Now a senton. You see, Pierre tried to get up and then was like, nope. Tried to lift himself up, realized that was not happening. Ooh. Neck breaker, butterfly suplex. Props to both these guys for surviving this matchup. Rob Cross eating the belly to belly, the outside of the ring. Pierre taking a pile driver on the concrete. And remember, Pierre Thompson has a history of neck injuries. Actually, a pile driver earlier this season at the hands of Jay Money from the apron down to the outside. Kept him on the shelf for about half a month. What do you do? Oh, hell. What? Rob Cross, not too sure what's going on here. Trying for a single underhook DDT, but Pierre Thompson was given too much time to work with. Like that chop, lighting up that chest of the 4th of July. Now a pendulum backbreaker. Rob Cross does not look good, guys. The play of the day by Prime Time. Look at Thompson go. He's building up that momentum slowly but surely. Rob Cross cannot allow this to keep going. You let Thompson get to a certain place and he is nearly unstoppable. Rob Cross knows that though. Dragon screw now goes out to the apron. Springboard something or another. I think he attempted a cross body, but it didn't really work out, I'm sure, the way he wanted it to. Rob Cross busted open. I don't know when that happened. Bleeding slightly from a cut on his forehead, though. Got to be careful. Could get worse. Kick to the midsection, caught by Thompson, and maybe Rob Cross was going for his patented sunset flip powerbomb there. Half Boston Crab applied by the big dog. Not sticking around for too long as Rob. Able to escape from it, brings Thompson up. Snapmare. And a reverse chin lock. Wise by Rob Cross here to try to slow things down. Keep Thompson grounded while he regains some energy, but Thompson, you do not keep the big dog locked up. Oh, Superman punch out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3. Good night, Rob Cross. And just like that, bada bing, bada boom, out of thin air, Pierre Thompson victorious. Rob Cross caught off guard with that straight punch to the face, and Thompson finally turns his unlucky streak around. Like I said, now that he knows he's got Hayden in the ring at Ascendant 6, he was able to focus here on Cross. What a match. And it is Thompson who emerges victorious. Now the question is, will Hayden show up? And if he does, will Thompson regret ever having called him out? Hopefully Rob Cross can wake up in time for Ascendant 6. He is not looking too good. Well, guys, as we get into our fourth matchup of the night here on Fusion number 137, the last Fusion before Ascendant 6 this weekend. And don't forget, NGW immediately follows. We have still got that huge main event to come. 8-man tag team action at perhaps the most star-studded time in CMV history. Harvey Hastings, Schmitty, Ryan Kent, and Matt Devious taking on Andrew Briggs, the reunited X-Gen, Quantum, and Paul Devine, Jacob Ziegler. But first, guys, we have got a one-on-one matchup that I am quite honestly very much looking forward to. El Valentino has been on a roll as of late. Last week winning that triple threat, the week before that knocking off Brandon Rain one-on-one. Valentino is looking like a favorite to walk out of Ascendant 6 in that ladder match as the new light heavyweight champion. But tonight, he goes head-to-head with the current light heavyweight champion. The longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time, Percy Simmons, back in action after being on the shelf these past couple of weeks following an attack by all of his challengers. All 7 of the men who will be competing for his title at Ascendant 6, grouping up to beat him down. They are sick and tired of Percy Simmons and his antics. Feels as though he has been disrespecting the light heavyweight championship by putting on the line against these Norman Cottonbelly and the Buddy. They've had enough. Can El Valentino pick up the biggest win of his game seemingly out of nowhere, and now has taken the light heavyweight division by storm? There he is, the franchise, the gold-blooded baby, longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time, the face of change, Percy Simmons. He's got an attitude, but honestly, when even as successful as he has, you might be warranted to have the type of attitude that he does. Percy Simmons, he's got to be harboring quite the grudge, stewing, I'm sure, these past couple of weeks after the travesty that fell upon him in the light heavyweight division, tearing him a new one, if you will. Percy Simmons, though, man, his championship reign is in serious jeopardy. Does not have to be pinned, does not have to be submitted, does not have his champion's advantage. It is the first man to climb that ladder and unhook the championship that will walk out of Wembley Stadium the light heavyweight champion. So here we go, El Valentino been on a hot streak. Percy Simmons returning from a slight injury. Referee rings the bell. Let's get it on. El Valentino tossed right into the corner. Valentino does have a nice new attire here. Looking a bit thicker. Maybe that's just it looks like he kind of has some puffier tights than before. Headbutt by Valentino. And right up to the top rope, wasting absolutely no time. Perched high. Ooh! Leg drop, and Valentino feeling himself right now. Percy Simmons, though, reacts quickly. Dragon screw, and he's down. And now we're just getting a taunt fest here. Yeah, there's no denying Percy Simmons is a hell of a light heavyweight champion. I can see where the rest of the division is coming from, that they feel like he's disrespecting the championship and what it stands for by putting it on the line against the likes of Norman Cottonbelly and the Bunny. But don't forget that Simmons has retained his title against some serious competition as well. Brandon Rain, Bryce Canyon. Longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time. That does not come easy. Lion salt by Percy. Now going to bring Valentino up to a vertical base. Kick to the midsection. Caught, though. Nicely done by Valentino. And a kick to the back of the head. I believe the heel of his boot. Right to the base of Percy's skull. Irish whip. Rebounds. Goes through for Dr. Teeth. What a chip to tooth. As now Valentino bending the rules a bit. Just straight out choking the light heavyweight champion. Look at that vertical suplex, reverse STO. Actually, Percy Simmons did not defend the title against Jay Davis. He won the title from Jay Davis. That was back at Regicide. That's when he won the title. Defeating Jay Davis, forcing Jay Davis into retirement even. I believe Percy Simmons now coming up on, gotta be 4.5 months he's held that championship. Ooh, nice boot to the side of the head. Percy's not done though. Springboard lariat. No, 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 says El Valentino, however. Walking right into a kick to the gut. Arm drag though. Into a front headlock. European uppercut. Irish whip, Valentino. Ooh, forearm smashed down to the outside CMI. And another life. Tim just creating a group chat on Facebook. That'll be nice to get all those notifications. Ooh, neck breaker. What's with everybody hitting these big ass moves on the outside tonight? Jesus, trying to Make sure they don't make it to Ascendance. Oh, no. Backslide driver by Simmons now. Six count. Valentino thrown back into the ring. Simmons follows in hot pursuit. Stomp to the lower back. Where's Percy going? What's he thinking? What's his mind cooking up? Those cogs got to be turning. Roll through. Propped up onto the shoulders. Our LA heavyweight champion. Swung out into an air sour neck breaker. What is up, class of? It is. It's AI versus AI, though. I am not playing. Exclamation point. CMV will give you more information. Let me just do that for you. Like the nice guy that I am. El Valentino tries for a pin. Gets only a 1 count now. He's got Simmons down. Has to find a way to capitalize as he goes up to the top rope. Oh, Houston hangover. Well, he shot his shot. Simmons waits for him. Ain't defeat. Mamma mia, Papa John. Percy Simmons. Thanks for coming, El Valentino. Good night, sweet prince. The gold-blooded champ into the pin. 1, 2. Really? Simmons only able to find a 2 count. Like I said, man, Valentino has been on another level these past couple of weeks. Building up a bit of a winning streak. Not going to let it go so easily. Ahead of Ascendant 6. Simmons going to try to stay on top of things. Beckoning for Valentino to get up onto his feet. Oh, boy. Moonsault into a DDT. Valentino spiked right on top of his head. What's up, Crispy? And bless for the follow. Oh! Oh! Valentino! Slapjack! That gold blood beginning to pour out of Simmons' face. Shin strike right to the side of the head. I don't know why Valentino didn't just go for the pin after hitting the slapjack. Mistake if you ask me. Back into the corner. Percy Simmons says, nah, bitch. That's you, cuh. And Simmons, might look like a somersault cutter from the second turnbuckle. Valentino looking worse for wear. Simmons knows it. Going for a scoop slam, maybe? Gets the knee to the midsection instead. Scoop slam attempted by Valentino. Drops down behind. Does the light heavyweight champion at neck breaker in a desperation pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, however. Valentino seated position. Simmons continues his attack. It's the question that we all want answered. Who is El Valentino? He's the mystery man, the masked man, the luchador who came out of seemingly nowhere a couple of months ago, debuted here on Fusion. We know that he's a big Adam Valentine fan, but that's really the only thing we know about him. And, well, we might know one more thing after Ascendance. He might be our light heavyweight champion. Percy Simmons, look at these knees. I can tell you what we know about El Valentino right now. He's getting his brain scrambled. Oh, no. Lost in the woods. The boot right to the side of the head. Valentino, eyes glazed over, looking up at the lights. He's wondering if this is heaven. If those are the pearly gates. Again! The wheelbarrow bulldog. Quick pin by Simmons. 1, 2. Are you kidding me? Percy Simmons unable to put down El Valentino. Springboard shooting star press. And you can visibly see Simmons agitated right now. He's pissed. I don't blame him. El Valentino, man, probably drank a 6-pack of Boone Juice before coming out here. Slapjack again by Valentino. Oh my God, into the pin. 1, 2, oh! Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Oh my God. Schoolboy. No pin though. Butterfly DDT into the pin. 1, 2, 3. El Valentino has just defeated. That's the first loss Simmons has had in months. El Valentino. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? That, mark my words right now, that is our next light heavyweight champion. What a match. Simmons could not find a way to keep down Valentino no matter what he did. El Valentino is ready for Ascendant 6. He is ready for the light heavyweight championship. Man, that gash on Percy's forehead opened up pretty wide. It's looking nasty. He better get some action on that real quick. The two, I have no idea what you're talking about. Adam Valentine was fired about 2 months ago. What do you want, man? Sounded a bit crazy, buddy. You alright, fam? Well, guys, this is the last episode of Fusion before the 3-day Ascendance on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and on Saturday is the pre-show and panel. Of course, the party will be open to all. It is in character. If you want to join, want to throw out some predictions, want to call some CMV action, you're more than welcome. Hoping to see you there. Now it is time for our tertiary main event. We're still to come. Fatal 4-way. Chris Diamond, MF3, Perry Heenan, and PJ Moon gonna duke it out. And then, of course, our main event, that star-studded 8-man tag team match. Harvey Hastings, Schmitty, Ryan Kennett, Matt D versus Andrew Briggs, X-Jet, and Jacob Ziegler. We are going to be seeing Caleb Reed return to action. Crow and his corner to battle Bloody Justice. The first time in quite a while that we're seeing all three of these men. The last time was the CMV Wrestling.com exclusive, the Bloody Forest match, where the Anarchists showed up to Bloody Justice's domain, and they paid for it. Former Fusion Tag Team Champions, Crow, a former Anarchy Champion. It is his tag team partner, Caleb, who will be in action here, though. Tim, I can't. I have the chat open on my phone. I'm streaming. Why didn't you add Topher to the group chat? Now you're going to make him cry. Well, it was back at Final Stand that Crow knocked off Bloody Justice in singles competition. All three of these men will be involved in the 3rd annual Slick B Memorial Battle Royal at Ascendant 6. If Divine is not on the panel, I'll cry. He's been on every panel. He doesn't talk for like an hour, and then he randomly comes out of nowhere and starts shouting. But I love it. Straight from the Bloody Forest. Former Fusion Tag Team Champion. Bloody Justice looking for that last bit of momentum before heading in to the show of shows. So let's get it on. Caleb Reed, Bloody Justice, mano y mano. Hopefully to bring an end to this rivalry. Former trios tag team here among these three superstars. Competed a few times for the trios titles, but could never get the job done. Eventually started pointing fingers at each other, and while Crow and Caleb teaming up to turn on Bloody Justice didn't exactly go the way they would have liked it to when they entered the Bloody Forest. Justice had, let's just say, many surprises waiting for them. But when it comes to competing inside of the ring, the Anarchists have gotten the better of BJ. Who's in pink trunks? Oh, are you talking about Shane Ridley? I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Everyone remembers Blood and Stone. Never forget, Rise. Bloody Justice gets the stir as Caleb Reed goes to the corner, chilling like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. By the way, oh God, I forgot to read that tweet. If you could repost it. It's a while back. I don't feel like scrolling that much. Jawbreaker by Caleb. The younger brother, of course, of John Reed. John, who at Ascendant 6 has got a huge match ahead of him. Crazy J. That is going to be a fun one, no doubt about it. I'm looking forward to that. Ooh, leg drop after the big boot. The little Hulkster combination here. Is it cool to like Hulk Hogan again or not? I don't know. Is Bloody Justice racist? Hashtag confirmed. Chop block by Caleb. Brings BG up to his feet. Now Irish whip into the corner. Coming up from behind. Up on the top rope. Hangman's neck breaker. Now you can see Bloody Justice immediately grabbing at his neck. That is not a good sign. Telltale. Senton up to the second turnbuckle, and Bloody Justice having no idea what's waiting for him. Gonna get caught with this double axe handle, simple but effective. Here's that tweet, guys, from Matt Devious, who says, two certain men will be on the opposite team tonight. Both of these men I seek to destroy. One for revenge, and the other I want to annihilate too, so I can transcend my humanity and just for the humanity, I should say, and just for the joy of it. I have the opportunity to make them both bleed. It gives me such strong feelings of ecstasy. I believe those two people he's referencing are Andrew Briggs, who of course he faces at Ascendant 6, now confirmed as an unsanctioned match. Spear by Caleb Reed. Dragged by arm and leg. Hooks the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Caleb Reed is victorious. The Spear of Destiny by Caleb. That's fine, Tim. We were actually talking about it earlier in the stream because your little chat bubble popped up there. No, this is Fusion, and I'm going to be streaming NGW right after. The Spear of Destiny from Caleb Reed makes relatively quick work here. Bloody Justice, and seems like the Anarchists have had the last laugh when it comes to their former tag team partner. Maybe Justice can come back big. In the third annual Slick B Memorial Battle Royal. The Anarchists have got the momentum on their side. Are they ready for the show of shows? And it is co-main event time, my fine feathered friends. Fatal 4-way coming your way. Of course, you know, at Ascendant 6, Chris Diamond finally confirming it just earlier today. He will face PJ Moon inside of hell in a cell, with the stipulation attached that if PJ Moon defeats Chris Diamond, and we also know that Perry Heaton, the pretty boy Pitbull, and the Angel of Fusion MF3 will go one-on-one in a matchup that a lot of people are looking forward to, especially after the events that transpired last week, where we were supposed to see Perry Heaton and MF3 go one-on-one. A little bit of an early treat, but it ended up being a big trap set by Fisher, as when Perry Heaton showed up for the match, instead, it was MF3's personal assistant in Dry Speed, Kenneth, waiting for him, and perhaps the biggest upset in CMV history, thanks to distractions by MF3, Crispy Ken actually pinned off on a, I have never seen Heaton more heated, so upset, and understandably so, that he, rest in peace, Norman Cottonbelly. Norman Cottonbelly, unfortunate enough to be backstage, and Perry Heaton got his hands on him. He wanted to let out that pent-up anger. I would have suggested saving it for Ascendant 6, but Perry Heaton needed to kill something, and Norman Cottonbelly just was in the wrong place, wrong time. Yep, next Ascendance, Norman Cottonbelly Memorial Battle Royal. There he is, the baller, baby, former undisputed champion. Gonna be competing live from his home country of the UK in Wembley Stadium, where of course he used to go as a little baby boy and watch those football games, cheering on England. Diamond says he will end PJ Moon once and for all at the show of shows. Chris Diamond has had a tough time getting the better of PJ Moon these past few months. Back in the second annual Deadly Games, they had that half an hour just war. A war is the only way you can describe it. But Chris Diamond has given himself, I believe, a bit of an advantage, because in the times they fought over this past month, Diamond has always targeted PJ Moon's neck. Remember that tag match they had about 3 or 4 weeks ago? Chris Diamond hit, I think it was 4 breaking neck foundations, and PJ Moon was told by the doctors afterwards, man, you gotta take it easy. You have got to protect your neck, if you will. So Diamond has obviously, like, methodically been giving himself this advantage. Whereas for MF3, it has been all about mind games when it comes to he and Perry Heaton's beef. I still can't believe that Crispy Kenneth defeated Perry Heaton last week, and it was all thanks to this man. Fisher caused the distractions ringside, took Heaton off his game. Hopefully Heaton can try to readjust himself and focus. The Angel of Fusion, there's no denying it, is a phenomenal in-ring competitor. We talked about before, if you were to make a Mount Rushmore of superstars who have never held a world championship over on Unmatched, MF3 would have been a part of it. Now he is on Monday Night Fusion, and he is looking to build his way up to the top of that. That's really how this whole thing with Perry Heaton started. The first night MF3 came out here on Fusion, he demanded to be put into the main event of Monday Night of Ascendance. And Perry Heaton came out, he said, I'm not going to let some asshole from a match come over here and start demanding things when I've been here every single week busting my ass to get to the top where I belong. And here he is, the pretty boy Pitbull, former Anarchy champion. Ooh, Heenan looking pretty sexy, if I do say so myself. This sleek new silver attire. Perry Heenan is ready for Ascendant 6, but we always say, don't matter what kind of threads you got on, matters what you get done in that ring. And Heenan gets it done in the ring. You want to know another unfortunate fact is Crispy Ken is only the second man ever, third, actually, I should say, man ever, to defeat Perry Heenan one-on-one. Prior, it was PJ Moon in the finals of the... Oh, no, it was Harvey Hastings. The World Championship at Final Stand. And then before that, the first man to ever defeat Perry Heenan was Logan Hale. So Crispy Ken up there with the best of them. That is something that I don't believe Perry Heenan is ever going to be able to shake, but he's going to look to take it out on these three men here tonight, and specifically MF3 come Ascendant 6. And last but not least for the lineup, this is a standard fatal four-way first fall to a finish. Pinfall submission wins the match inside the ring. No countouts and no disqualifications. There he is, emerging from the depths, if you will. The one and only PJ Moon has found himself a new home here in CMV. And since debuting, I think has won over a lot of support from the CMV universe, who maybe originally didn't give him a lot of credit. And even in the back, the boys in the locker room did not have so much respect when it came to PJ Moon, but he proved himself in the Deadly Games, and he's kept proving himself these past couple of months. The first pay-per-view of 2K19 is going to be Death Wish again. It should be. Well, actually, it'll be the not a pay-per-view, but the first like special event will be the second annual X-Gen Tag Team Classic. But the first pay-per-view is Death Wish. PJ Moon anxious to get his hands here on Chris Diamond in this fatal four, but even if he can't, there will be nowhere for either man to go. He will most definitely be getting his hands on Diamond when that Hell in a Cell traps them against one another. So let's get it on. Fatal four-way. Chris Diamond checking his knee pads. MF3 working out the kinks in his neck. Perry Heenan doing some shadow boxing. PJ Moon working on his arthritis, I guess, in his fingers there. Well, this is interesting. MF3 and PJ Moon colliding while Perry Heenan takes out Chris Diamond. These are two different singles matches I would love to see, honestly. But we might never get the chance, because if PJ Moon beats Chris Diamond at Ascendant 6, then Diamond and Rob Cross going to be no more a part of the Fusion roster. MF3 taking it. Oh my God! Corkscrew neck breaker on the concrete. MF3 and Chris Diamond, maybe they had a little bit of a pow. But PJ Moon fires back for a DDT on the concrete. God, what is getting into everybody? Tonight's show, just trying to kill each other. Crossbody in the ring from Diamond. Perry Heenan, MF3 gets his skull cracked off the steel post there. And there's vintage Diamond. Look at this purple hair on Diamond. Looking very interesting. Look at Chris Diamond go unloading a flurry of offense to Perry Heenan. Meanwhile, MF3 ringside, Northern Lights suplex, then brought up and over for a brainbuster. Goes back in. Turned about, looks like he's going to try for the legs. Nope, going up to the second turnbuckle perhaps, as Perry Heenan has finally gotten the upper hand here on the baller. Was Fisher trying for? Blockbuster. Expertly executed. Perry Heenan just being a bit of an asshole, slamming Chris Diamond face first off the bat. Irish whip, here we go. This is what I wanted to see. I cannot, this is, honestly, bottom line, probably one of the matches I'm most looking forward to over Ascendance weekend is MF3 versus Perry Heenan. We'll throw to the outside. Oof. Perry getting the knee of MF3 held to the back of his head as PJ Moon and Diamond now pounce on one another. They have been waiting for this. Salida del Sol by Diamond. And in the ring, a power bomb set up. No, drop into a snake eyes. MF3. Ooh! Sunset flip, power bomb, and look at God damn, Diamond and Fisher killing their respective rivals right now. A couple weeks ago, actually, a tag team match, and we saw Perry Heenan and PJ Moon knock off Chris Diamond and MF. Wait a minute. Oh my God, I thought he was going to try to steal MF3's finisher. I thought he was going for the axe kick. Instead of curb stomp, and see ya bye MF3, neckbreaker to Diamond. PJ Moon going up high. The hell is he doing? What is he thinking? Yeah, changed his mind, said, nah, never mind. Good Lord, Perry. Grabbed Diamond by the hair, freaking threw him up off the mat. Reverse DDT by Heenan. PJ Moon goes for a pin here. Lateral press on Diamond, only gets a 1 count. Uh-oh. This is not good for MF3. Torture rack neck breaker. He's felt that sting many a time, I'm sure, as he will at Ascendant 6. But as PJ Moon is focused on Chris Diamond, does not see Heenan with an impaler DDT. How good would this feel for Heenan? 1, 2. But only a 2 count. Where's the dog collar? Blocked the dog collar right there. Might have been able to get the win. Instead, MF3 survives. Well, surviving currently. Don't know if that will keep up. Chris Diamond, PJ Moon battling here on the end of the ramp. That is just pure steel they're fighting on top of. German suplex by Fisher in the ring. This has been a fight among all 4 of these men. Rebounds off the ropes. Knee to the side of the head. Neckbreaker reality check delivered to the Pretty Boy Pitbull. As MF3 looks for the finish, PJ Moon stays focused on Diamond. That jumping knee straight, but at the same time, MF3 with the axe kick. 1, 2, 3, and PJ Moon able to get the pin on Diamond as Fisher was busy taking out Heenan. PJ Moon scores the W in this Fatal 4-way and pinning Diamond in the process. Now that is going to put a smile on PJ Moon's face. That is not going to bode well for Diamond's momentum and his mental state, perhaps more importantly, going into the Hell in a Cell match at Ascendant 6. Meanwhile, here's what did it. You see MF3 hitting that axe kick of his. Did not see PJ Moon making the pin on Diamond. PJ Moon not even celebrating the victory, just nodding his head like, yep, I told you. I said it, didn't I? You gonna learn today. Sorry about that. Getting a bit of a cheeky drink of water before this main event. And it is quite the spicy main event, if I do say so myself. My lovelies, the maybe most star matchup in CMV history. This 8-man tag team match pitting world champion Harvey Hastings alongside Schmitty, Ryan Kent, and Matt Davies to battle their respective Ascendant 6 opponents. And Andrew Briggs, this is what X-Gen back together. The 4-time tag team champions, Quantum Paul Divine, as well as the Pride of Scott, Jacob. And don't forget, guys, immediately after Fusion, we stream an NGW up in this bit. So don't go anywhere. This 8-man tag team matchup, man, I am ready for it. First fall to a finish. All about that momentum, bragging rights, heading into the show of shows where, of course, Harvey Hastings defends his world title against Jacob Ziegler, where, of course, Schmitty will battle Paul Divine, where, of course, Ryan Kent will take on Quantum, and in an unsanctioned match, Matt Devious will look to put down Andrew Briggs once and for all. This is the real action, all right? Don't let Hayden pollute your mind. All right, he's not the, no matter how much he says it, all right? There's an X-Gen and then there's an X-Gen. This is X-Gen. And here he comes, the self-proclaimed king of the cruiserweights and the CMV undisputed champion, Harvey Hastings. Puts his prize on the line against the Pride of Scotland, Jacob Ziegler. Who would have thought? Live from Wembley Stadium in the UK, a German will face a Scotsman. Harvey Hastings is as mean as they come. You know what he reminds me of? You know how everybody thinks like the big dogs, like pit bulls are the mean ones. They'll bite you. They'll rip your arm off. But in reality, it's the little ones that'll nip at you. That'll rip the flesh right off you. That's what Harvey Hastings reminds me of. He might be smaller, but he is a mean motherfucker. What up, Cause for Life? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Main event of Fusion number 137, the Go Home Edition. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. We've actually seen, since this match was announced last week, the animosity between Harvey Hastings' team on Twitter. Harvey Hastings, Ryan Kent, Matt Devious were all going after each other when Schmitty tweeted out saying, enough. We might not like each other, but we've got to work together in order to get the job done as a team. So, interestingly enough, it was Schmitty who came forward as the one to be like, all right, knock it off. We're not fighting each other. We're fighting them. So we'll see if that little pep speak, that little talk is actually going to work out. Of course, I'm probably even more specifically, I'm wondering if Harvey Hastings will be able to stay focused on his opponents when he's got Schmitty standing right next to him, who just defeated him 2 weeks ago. The game changer, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest professional wrestler on the planet today. Former European champion, two-time United States champion, former world champion. Nearly a year since he won the world championship, defeating a wounded Paul Devine at Ascendance 5. But it's been months on end that Schmitty has been poking, prodding, trying to pry a match out of Paul Devine, and it took Schmitty actually introducing violence into the mix, attacking Paul Devine, that once and for all got the Asian sensation to agree to meet Schmitty at the grandest stage of them all, one-on-one, once more. Now it's up to Schmitty to prove that he is good enough to defeat Paul Devine. And here he comes. The fire starter, baby. Ryan motherfucking Kent. He and Quantum have some long overdue issues to work out at Ascendant 6. Former member of X-Gen. Ryan Kent says he's gonna show everybody the truth that he was always better than X-Gen and that he never needed them. Man, should we go over the accolades that these two teams have? Let's look at team number one. Among them, Harvey Hastings, a current world champion, former United States champion. Then you've got, oh, excuse me. What is that? A hair. A hair, as always, in my mouth. That's what you get when you have 2 dogs and 2 cats, I guess. Schmitty, a former European, United States, and world champion. That's 5 titles alone right there. Then you introduce Ryan Kent's plethora of accolades, all right? Former unmatched world champion, Money in the Bank winner, hardcore champion, world champion, international tag team champion, international champion, light heavyweight champion, alpha world champion. That gets you up to like 13. Then Matt Devious gives you a light heavyweight championship for a grand total of 14. 14 titles. 13 actually, because I was counting Money in the Bank for some reason. 13 titles. Among just this one, that's not even counting the other side. 13 championships. And now it is Matt Devious who enters. The dastardly villain, the hero killer, who is looking to finally extinguish Andrew Briggs come Ascendant 6 in that unsanctioned match. So you got 13 titles for this one team. Let's look at the other side. Andrew Briggs, 3-time light heavyweight champion. Oh, here we go with Quantum. 5-time tag team champion, as well as an intercontinental champion, unmatched world champion. Paul Devine, 5-time tag team champion, Anarchy champion, United States champion, 5-time undisputed champion, and then Jacob Ziegler bringing you Anarchy championship, and so 10 titles. So in total, 23 championships among these 8 superstars here in the main event. 23. So there's team number 1, Harvey Hastings, Schmitty, Ryan Kent, and Matt Devious. Here he comes, the man who you just can't seem to keep down, the 3-time record-setting light heavyweight champion, the king of the ring, a man who has been broken down, beaten, mentally worn out, as any person can be by Matt Devious, but still he stands. And just last week was able to topple the Gargoyle of Destruction, Damien. Andrew Briggs is ready to finally end things with his former best friend at the grandest stage of them all. Are you guys ready for this? I'm genuinely so excited. I have not seen this since I saw X-Gen together. Oh, mamacita. Look at this suspense they're building. Making everybody on the edge of their seats. They're just as excited as I am. The brothers are back together. The 4-time tag team champions. Whew, they're making this wait a long time to come out here. Oh, yes. We're even getting the old entrance. X-Gen, baby. Quantum and Paul Devine, Omega Z and Sushi X reunited at last. They're pulling out all the stops. This is old school CMV, so you don't know about that. X-Gen reunited, and it feels so good. Oh, that took me back. Woo. I'm back in 2K15 right now. And last but not least, to round out this 8-man tag team main event match, the #1 contender for the Undisputed Championship, the pride of Scotland, Jacob Ziegler. You gotta wonder if this team will be able to get on the same page too, because Jacob Ziegler has a problem with nearly every single guy he's teaming with. Doesn't like Andrew Briggs, doesn't like Quantum, certainly doesn't like Paul Devine. Just beat him in last week's main event. Jacob Ziegler, never known to be a team player, but at Ascendant 6, he looks to finally be known as the best of the best. He looks to finally, after a 2.5-year journey, fulfill his destiny, live out his boyhood dream, and become world champion. This is first fall to a finish. Pinfall submission of one member of a team. This match is over. Countouts disqualifications are in effect, and it is momentum that is on the line. Here we go. Oh, hello. Harvey just sitting in on that little girl. Harvey Hastings and Andrew Briggs starting things off against each other. This would be a very good singles matchup. I don't believe it's ever happened before. But of course, am I stupid? They literally had a feud last month. Ignore me. It's just vintage stupid dashing. Harvey Hastings beat Andrew Briggs, but then Briggs got the win back inside of a steel cage. Monumental momentum. Look at Quantum helping out. This is only the second matchup on Fusion for Quantum this season. Actually, his last match on Fusion was an 8-man tag also. Kick to the midsection and reeled into a front headlock, knee to the face. Andrew Briggs staggers just a small bit. They're not able to recuperate soon enough to avoid that enziguri. Andrew Briggs fires back though, elbow to the midsection. Deep arm drag takes out the psychopath as he has adopted the CMV universe, not in an affectionate way, calling him that. Here we go. Andrew Briggs and X-Gen go way back. Tags in the future, man. Well, not a great start. Quantum, busy bee. Just last night he was in Japan for Thunder in Tokyo. Now here he is for the Ascendant 6 tour. Out onto the apron. Quantum bringing Matt Devious right back in. Devious denies it, shuts that shit down. Kind of a gourd buster back into the ring as now he lets Quantum get up to his feet. Springboard, knee to the side of the head. Didn't think he was going to get that. Ducks the clothesline. Oh boy. Headshot. Quantum has not had a good go of this matchup so far. Dragged by arm and leg. Harvey Hastings goes for a pin, hoping to finish this match off very early. 1 count only, though. Into the head scissors. Quantum finds a way to escape. Maybe it's all that baby oil. That baby oil hair gel on deck. Cheeky little jab. Caught, though. Forearm smash. Maybe a long road home. Oh, but a hot tag! And here comes Brother Divine, the other half of X-Gen, going at it with the man who cost him the World Championship earlier this season. Trio of lariats. Harvey jumping right past Divine to make the tag to Kent. And the history between these two does need to be told. Ducks the clothesline. Here comes Kent's match a million miles a minute. Right up to, oh, timestamp! That caught them still down on the outside, so he's not too sure what's going on. But I can tell you right now, Ryan Kent gonna take a little trip to La La Land. Bit of divine intervention introduced into his life. That'll be a rope break, though. That should be a rope break, and it is. Good call by Murphy. Just as Harvey comes to. Gets himself back up onto the apron. Drops down, reverse DDT. And Ryan Kent says, yeah, that didn't go too well for me. Let me tag in Matt Devious real quick. The dastardly one, the hero killer. The villain of all of our stories. Stomp to the quad. Couple of elbows to the side of the head by Devious. Going to set himself free. Closes in. Bit quicker than Divine. Helps him out for a half and half suplex. Stomp right down to the back of the head. Stomp down onto the lower back. The former Money in the Bank winner and light heavyweight champion. Trying to bash in Devious's, or use his head to bash in Divine's skull. You look at Devious in the corner. Apparently not too happy that Divine ain't bringing his A game right now, going right back to the headbutts. That is why he is dastardly. Matt Devious, the potential to be a future world champion. It's his way of going about things, like this right here, just shoving his hand in Divine's mouth, that have a lot of guys in the locker room taking a step back when he's mentioned, not wanting to get in the ring with him, and why the CMV universe despise him. Grab by the arm, snapped over the shoulder. Divine finally has himself an opening. Tries to go for a half Nelson, maybe single knee backbreaker, I'm not too sure. I am sure about this though. Cradle DDT. And no time wasted. Not a single wasted breath. To the corner, those knees are jerking right down the barrel. Knee to the face. But Andrew Briggs, of all people, punch to the back of the head. That's going to give Divine. Oh, but it's a rope break anyway. It should be a rope break. 1, 2. The punch to the back of the head, man, gave Divine those precious couple of seconds he needed. Tag to Schmitty now. And here we go. Ascendant 6 preview. 1 year to the date, the last time they fought. Andrew Briggs, that should be a pin. The MVP of this match. Look how Schmitty's like, fuck you, I'm doing this. I'm jumping off the top rope. He better go. Briggs gonna knock him out. Oh, but he landed on Divine. Oh no. Wow, it's inadvertently. Look at, yeah, Schmitty's pissed. Rightfully so. Charging right into a kick to the side of the head though. Schmitty's not letting it up. The distraction costs him. Zigzag by Divine. Oh, now a catchphrase. Into the pin. Imagine if Divine pinned Schmitty in this matchup. Schmitty would be irate. Swings around the punch to the gut. Schmitty shoots in. Oh no, that rear naked choke if he gets in the body scissors. There's the body scissors. Divine, arms flailing. Schmitty squeezing with everything he has in him, but it's not enough. Divine using his own head. Might have broke Schmitty's nose. Walks into a kick to the midsection. Reeled to a front headlock, snapmare. Takes a couple steps back, deep breath, rolling neck snap. Divine looking like he's not too sure where he is, my friends. Sit out, Gore Buster. The game changer. The greatest professional wrestler on the planet today. He goes by many names. Cheeky little jab. Schmitty says, I want you at a sentence of mine, so I want to prove. I want to prove that I can beat you. I want to prove to myself. I want to prove to everybody else that I've got what it takes to beat Paul Divine, even though he never has before. Oh my God, what? What? Schmitty, I guess, doesn't have to wait till Ascendant 6 to prove he can beat Paul Divine, tapping the Asian sensation out, Jacob Ziegler. Didn't even get tagged into that match, by the way. Holy shit. Well, there are your winners. Paul Divine forced to submit at the hands of Schmitty. Is that what will happen this weekend at Ascendant 6 when they go one-on-one? And one of Hastings, Devious, and Kent, will they be so fortuitous as to see victory brought their way as well? Holy shit. I was genuinely speechless for a solid minute there. All right, sorry about that, guys. Had to go drain the snake, if you catch my meaning. Man, I also had to cool down real quick after that goddamn finish. But do not go anywhere because we are about to start NGW. Don't go anywhere. Don't you dare go away. Reopen the chat on my phone here real quick. Connecting, yes. Go on. And then, gotta restart Twitch, rip and base. Go ahead with this for now, though. Yeah. What an episode of Fusion, though, to go into Ascendant 6 from. That was a hell of an episode. A lot of ups and downs there. Quite a few upsets. Reese Ortiz and the Good Brothers beating the BRC to win the titles. That was, do we have any news? Any news alerts there? PJ Moon apparently PJ Moon was injured, but luckily he's recovered from his injuries after his winning that Fatal 4-Way. That's good. Would have hated to see him go into Ascendant 6 with an injury. I have to assume it was that neck injury. So maybe that the ploy of Chris Diamond over these past couple of months to injure PJ Moon's neck is actually not going to help him out at all now, because apparently PJ Moon's been given a clear bill of health by the medical crew. So yeah. I'm not going to stop the stream because I'm a smart little on Twitter. Topher, if you could post on the card on the site, that would be keen. That'd be real neat. That'd be a neat thing for you to do. So be right back. Let me just post on Twitter real quick. All right. Let's get into it. I am back. It's made number 137. Actually, can I edit my title here? Title? Close, please. Sure, mods can change the title. Can't find it. I don't know how to do it. Huh. Oh well. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what's going on. We're done with Fusion, and this is NGW, guys, episode 15. And we are kicking things off in a big way, quite literally, as Hunter Blackburn is in action against Michael Boom. Blackburn, the man who this weekend at Ascendant 6 will challenge Drake Dunn for the CMV Rising Star Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It was 2 weeks ago that Blackburn was unsuccessful and challenging Dunn, but he will have one more opportunity. And after last week seeing Dunn fall at the hands of Eli Park, Blackburn knows that Dunn has a weakness, and it's a weakness that Blackburn will surely be looking to capitalize on in their championship match at the Show of Shows. Dunn is also in action tonight later on in our co-main event. He'll be taking on Jaden Shadow. Our main event originally supposed to be Jacob Anderson going one-on-one with NGW champion Ryan Riley, but after the attack by TZ Mass last week, that brutal, unrelenting, despicable attack by Mass, Ryan Riley unable to compete. Honestly, it's up in the air if he'll be able to meet George King for their match at Ascendant 6 this weekend, but TZ Mass kind enough to fill in for Riley tonight against Anderson. What's up, Extreme? Welcome to the stream, my friend. And here comes the man who in NGW has yet to grab himself a victory. Certainly this would be a hell of a first to topple the wildebeest known as Hunter Blackburn. Michael Boom, lunatic, psychotic, basket case. He's been called a lot of names, but there's one thing he hasn't been called at NGW. That is a winner. Batman showing up right after the Fusion main event. What? Michael Boom gonna have to find some sort of a contend with the superior size of Hunter Blackburn in this matchup. Perhaps try to use his agility against the wildebeest. Michael Boom definitely seems to be a bit unhinged, but Hunter Blackburn certainly no better as we get it on. Referee Perry White rings the bell. The final NGW before Ascendant 6 this weekend, and a huge wayside slam by Blackburn straight out of the gate is not a good start for Michael Boom. Tonight, guys, we also have the return of Shane Ridley. Definitely excited to see him back in the NGW ring as he takes on newcomer to NGW, Walter Bolay, who last week, of course, formed a tag team, the Armbar Society, with Gary Reed. I'm being told Reed will accompany Walter at ringside for that matchup as they try to get some momentum on their side before the start of the NGW Tag Team Championship Tournament on next week's NGW. The NGW After Ascendant 60 tournament will begin. First round matchup, Brett Curtis and Gareth Northgate will take on the team of Jacob Anderson and William Sullivan. That'll be the first matchup of the tournament. And wow! Agility by Hunter Blackburn to drop out of that vertical suplex attempt. Neckbreaker brings down Boom. And here's a tweet, guys, from Eddie Larson. Says, I'm still here in my office waiting on somebody with the nugs to sign this contract. The nugs. Who has the nugs? It is true. Eddie Larson sat down. He has the contract. He issued an open challenge. Anybody on the entire NGW roster that wants to face him at NGW Departure in his grand debut, more than welcome to step up to the plate. Nobody has yet. Of course, if you're any rational person, you know it's not actually Eddie Larson's debut. He keeps getting the decisions overturned after losing twice now. Blackburn again with some surprising agility, maybe trying to adapt his style a bit in order to deal with Drake Dunn, who of course is a phenomenal high flyer. And that 2 out of 3 falls match for the Rising Star Championship at Ascendant 6. That's this Saturday. They'll compete for it on the pre-show and panel. Pre-show and panel, as always, open to anybody who wants to. Oh, look at that Michael Boom. Getting a bit dirty, raking the eyes of Blackburn, as I think he may have been going for Nature's End. Super kick now. Blackburn stunned. Oh my God, Michael Boom into a crossface. This would be monumental. Oh my God! What? From one upset to another, Michael Boom has just forced the Wildebeest to submit it. Apparently it's not enough. Michael Boom attacking Hunter Blackburn. It's hard to say that Blackburn doesn't deserve it. Here's his first ever win here in NGW, tapping out Hunter Blackburn. Wow. Wow. Hunter Blackburn is going to be pissed, and I do not envy Drake Dunn, who's going to be put right in front of Hunter Blackburn at Ascendant 6. You never want to take a loss, but quite honestly, that might aid Hunter Blackburn and him off. Can put that aggression towards trying to topple Drake Dunn. Holy shit, though. I was so shocked I missed the tweet from Stevie Wizard. He said, I got the nugs, brother. Stevie Wizard. Maybe accept Eddie Larson's challenge, but we do know one thing. Stevie Wizard currently is in a bitter rivalry with Anthony Hunt. Last week they fought one-on-one. A great matchup with Hunt in the end, walking out victorious, stemming from a few weeks ago. These 3 men right here were supposed to team together against the upper echelon, but when Dylan Vincent and Stevie Wizard didn't show up, everybody pointed the finger at the upper echelon, thinking that they had attacked Vincent, when in reality, Wizard spilled the beans, saying that it was Hunt who had attacked he and Vincent. So Stevie Wizard was able to get his revenge last week over having Dylan Vincent. Razor Blade can get the job done. Anthony Hunt has been on a roll unlike any other I have seen, though. A roll that, well, quite honestly, just might not be able to stop. Now here's a tweet, guys, from Will Ford, continuing his crusade against referee Perry White. He says, another clear example of White being bribed. Aren't eye rakes illegal, Mr. White? You need to go back to rest school and reread the ethics book. Dylan Vincent coming off that fatal 4-way loss last week, but I'm sure he's been biding his time, looking to get payback at Anthony Hunt as well. Stevie Wizard in his corner perhaps can get the job done. Stevie Wizard and Anthony Hunt are both a part of the NGW Tag Team Championship Tournament. Stevie Wizard is going to be teaming up with actually Drake Dunn, the man who had beaten him for the Rising Star Championship. That should be an interesting team. Anthony Hunt will be teaming up with Shane Ridley, who we're going to see return to action up next against Walter Boley. Vincent got some new tattoos and a new attire here. I like. A new attire, though, ain't going to help you in that ring. Will Vincent be the one to throw a wrench in the gears of Anthony Hunt? Departure is the night before Retaliation. I do not know the exact date yet. But it's going to be Departure, and then Retaliation is the season finale, last stream of 2K18. So it'll be on a Saturday. I just don't know what Saturday that is. And a tweet here, guys, from Cam Harris, backing up his upper echelon stablemate. Harris says, Will Ford is right. It's a damn shame that somebody as inept as White is allowed to referee in this business. Well, Barry White did a pretty damn good job last week when Eli Park beat Drake Dunn. No complaints by Will Ford and Cam Harris then. Interesting. Here we go, Dylan Vincent with Stevie Wizard backing him up as one-on-one with the prodigy of NGW, Anthony Hunt. And Anthony Hunt fading a handshake before spitting right in Vincent's face. Absolute disrespect. Getting under Vincent's skin. Razor Blade tries to start strong, but Hunt immediately using his high emotions against him to take him down with a neck breaker. And Anthony Hunt already now has the upper hand thanks to his mind games, his dirty tricks. I saw Stevie Wizard ringside just shake his head. Actually, last week, Anthony Hunt tried the same thing with Stevie Wizard, but Wizard got the better of him. Wizard spit his magical mist into Hunt's eyes. Thrown overhead with a fireman's carry. Now brought up to a vertical base. Irish whip. Hunt rebounds off the ropes. Hunt, at the end of the day, I might not like how he's gone about carrying himself these past few weeks, but it is undeniable how amazing this kid is between those ropes. A reason he's only ever lost twice. Both those losses coming at the hands of Hunter Blackburn, but he is on a huge winning streak. Currently, nobody has been able to hold a candle to him, including Stevie Wizard. Ooh, surprise butt sex. Full Nelson Buster, and that prompts Hunt now to go up to the second turnbuckle and continue his attack as he beckons for Vincent to rise up to his feet. Vincent looking worse for wear. Springboard blockbuster right out of the textbook. Great execution on that. And a stiff kick to the back as well. Stevie Wizard out here for emotional support, I'm sure, towards Dylan Vincent, but he can't do anything. He can't actually help Vincent out. Look at these multiple kicks to the back. Dylan Vincent's finally had enough. Tries to close in, but Hunt's ready for him. Irish whip out of the apron. Forearm smash. Vincent ain't going down so easy. Springboard knee to the side of the head. Anthony Hunt wounded momentarily. Dylan Vincent can sense that. Snapmare into a reverse chin lock. Vincent wants to slow things down, keep Hunt grounded, while he simultaneously hopes to get some gas back in the tank, but Hunt starting to move. That knee is jerking. Elbow to the midsection. Elbow to the midsection again. Vincent tries for a desperate strike. Kick to the midsection. Planted where it should be, but Hunt immediately going to throw Vincent overhead with that fireman's carry. Now a scoop slam. Vincent drops down behind, pushes him off. Ooh, nice DDT. A little bit of like a nip. Took him down. And again. Works one time, why not again? Stevie Wizard's liking it. Stevie Wizard's loving what he's seeing. Irish whip into the corner. Oh! Shining Wizard tried for a bulldog combo to follow up, but Hunt recuperating very quickly from the knee up under the chin to make sure that does not happen. Now the prodigy of NGW, Anthony Hunt, sizing up his prey. All three of these men here in this matchup will be a part of the third annual Slick B Memorial Battle Royal at Ascendant 6 this weekend. Will Hunt keep his winning streak alive, though? Heading into the show shows the question. Vincent out of nowhere with his spinning reverse STO. Oh, but it's not enough. That might have been his best chance at getting the job done. I believe he countered Skullcracked. Well, Anthony Hunt is still hurt, and Vincent going to try to capitalize on that. Clothesline again. Ducks a clothesline by Hunt. Super kick. A little bit of a Stevie kick. Paying homage to his ally ringside. Now to the top rope. Is this wise? Vincent. Oh! Red arrow. 1, 2. Oh. Vincent has come closer than anybody has as of late He's just got to keep the pressure on. This is exactly what he cannot allow, though. Anthony Hunt gets the upper hand. He just needs that one small sliver of an opening, and he will take it home. Excuse me, burping mid-sentence there. GG no re. Goes for a punch to the side of the head. Vincent waiting for him with a pointed elbow to the midsection. Spinning reverse STO again attempted. To the quarter, though. Slow approach. Knee to the face. Staggers Vincent. Spine buster to the pin. 1, 2. 2 count only. Stevie Wizard keeps a watchful eye, but again, that's all he can do is watch. He can't get involved or he will risk a disqualification. And it looks like Anthony Hunt is just biding his time to the finish at this point. Look at that, slowly, methodically, and I think I just saw him smirk over at Stevie Wizard because Anthony Hunt knows that Wizard can't do anything. He's powerless in this situation. Dylan Vincent isn't, though. Dylan Vincent trying as he might. Oh, but there it is, over the shoulder. Skull cracked to the pin. 1, 2, 3. Anthony Hunt just continues to barrel through the competition. Dylan Vincent getting a hell of a fight. I'll give Vincent that much. But even with the distraction of Stevie Wizard ringside, still not enough to deter Anthony Hunt. Who can stop the prodigy of NGW? Great matchup, and Hunt claims yet another victim. I thought it was over right here, quite honestly. Vincent catching Hunt off guard with that spinning reverse STO. Look at this beautiful red arrow. I also thought might get him the win. Stevie Wizard watching ringside. You can tell that Wizard has an ire. Things are not over between he and Anthony Hunt. But what can Wizard do? He already tried to defeat Anthony Hunt too. I'm glad that we got an oi, oi, oi in there. Somebody off in the crowd. Oi, oi, oi. Enough with Hunt winning already. I bet it's Topher. Topher, is that you? That's always shouting, oi, oi, oi. Well, guys, up next, our third matchup of the evening, the return of old school Shane Ridley. Very excited to have him back. Of course, he's been on the show a month. After that, I don't even know how to describe what TZ Mask did to Shane Ridley. Much akin to what TZ Mask did to Ryan Riley last week right here on NGW. That is keeping Riley out of action now, and speculation as to whether or not Riley will be able to compete at Ascendant 6 against George King. TZ Mask taking his place in tonight's main event against Jacob Anderson. I think we can all agree on one thing. TZ Mask is a monster. A heartless bastard contained. But right now, we'll see if Shane Ridley's got any ring rust on him as he takes on a newcomer to NGW, Walter Bollet, who debuted just 2 weeks ago, actually with a victory over the very man who's in his corner tonight, Gary Reed. It was last week, though, that Gary Reed called Walter Bollet out to the ring. Reed saying, hey, kid, I see the potential in you. I ain't salty. I want to form an alliance. I want to form a team. Walter Bollet saying, for now, I'll form a team with you. We'll see where we go, but eventually, at the end of the day, it's all about me. It's about myself. Of course, this team will be a part of the NGW Tag Team Championship Tournament. We also talked about Shane Ridley, a part of the tournament. He'll actually be teaming with Anthony Hunt. I'm sure Shane Ridley's probably ecstatic that he's teaming with Hunt, the role that Hunt's been on. Shane Ridley, a very old school style about him. You take a look at him, it's like you're taking a trip back to the 70s. A former Trios champion. Actually held the titles with TZ Mass, their other partner being Mr. Extreme, of course. Shane really going to have eyes in the back of his head. Keep a watch out for Gary Reed ringside. That might take his focus off. Good news for Walter Bolay, who looks to go 2-0. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Armbar Society. Both men deadly submission experts. That's another thing that Ridley had best be prepared for. The Kimura lock of Walter Bolay. Luckily, he doesn't have to deal with the career-ending rolling armbar of Gary Reed. Literally a career ender. Ended 2 careers so far in NGW. Both, I don't even remember his goddamn name. I don't remember his name. Good Lord. That one guy, and also Chase Matthews. Can't believe I don't remember his name. This is Walter Bolay. That's in action. Calls himself the Machine. And it's easy to see why. Gary Reed gonna have to head ringside though. This is a singles matchup. Shane really checks to make sure his knee pads are on tight. Walter Bolay ready to tear into referee Perry White, rings that bell, and we get it on. Meeting middle of the ring, kick to the midsection. Now, a lot of people, surprisingly enough, not able to handle that sort of old school style that Shane really brings to a matchup. They're not expecting it. They don't know how to combat it because they're not trained to deal with that kind of wrestling anymore. It's what made Shane Ridley victorious. Like I said, maybe there's some ring rust early on. It looks like that's what's happening because Walter Bolay manhandling Ridley thus far. Pulled into a front headlock, knee to the face, staggers him just a small bit. And an Irish whip. Now Shane Ridley rebounds off the ropes. Ooh, what a big boot. Ridley goes flying back, immediately trying to find some refuge in the corner, but he will not. Deadlift German propped up into a back suplex. Bolay dismantling Ridley so far, but there you go. Went for that knee drop. Ridley moves out of the way. Irish whip to the corner. Ooh. Nice elbow on the rebound. Now Ridley's rolling. Now he's getting into the groove. Now he's starting to fire up the engines. Hook of the leg, early pin, only gets a 1 count. Not too surprised about that as Shane Ridley tells Walter Bolay to stay down with that boot to the shoulder. Remember, Gary Reed watching ringside. Will he play a part in this matchup at all? The tides have certainly turned. Listen to these fans. They do not like Walter Bolay. That is the loudest I have ever heard them boo Wasteland. Followed through by a senton off the ropes. Elbow right down to the face. An elbow so impactful that it hurt his elbow. Shane Ridley got that face of steel. What the hell is this? Whoa, ooh, that was interesting. Never seen something like that before. Just a simple gut buster, but I thought he was going for a spine buster at first there. Neck breaker. Butterfly suplex combination. Bolay has taken control of this matchup once again, dominating Shane Ridley, who out of instinct tries to use the ropes to pull himself up to his feet, but it's not going to work. Walter's ready for him. All Shane Ridley has to do is avoid that Kimura lock if he wants to survive this matchup. Of course, he can't just survive, though. He's actually got to win. And Zaguri there creates himself an opening he intends to use. Clothesline. Bolay is shot down. Up next, guys, in our coming event, Jade and Shadow going one-on-one with the Rising Star champion Drake Dunn. Should make for a great match. Vertical suplex, a bit of a stall by Ridley before dropping him down. Brought up onto his feet, but a drop down from Walter Bolay, slaps the tit. Reverse DDT. The Machine backs into the corner, and this is just deadly. No remorse by Bolay as he connected his foot right to the temple of Shane Ridley. Now goes to the Kimura lock, but somehow Shane comes to quick enough to counter. A life-saving reversal. Perhaps even career-saving reversal. Spine buster now by Shane. And Shane, no flies on him. Stalking his opponent. Fall away slam attempted. Walter Belay needed the gut. And now Belay. Just a suplex toss. Showcasing his power. As if Ridley is some sort of rag doll. Now look at Walter Belay work. Like a vulture. Every exposed limb here. Shane Ridley getting stomped on. Menacingly. Spear attempted. Countered. Shane Ridley, but both these guys obviously brushed up on each other, studied the tapes, because they are countering each other's big moves left and right. Walter gets out to his feet, tries for a headbutt, gets a face full of elbow instead. Shane Ridley closes the distance. Is this the opportunity he needs? Maybe tries for the fall-away slam again. Walter Belay is ready for him. T-bone suplex. You see Gary Reed cheering Belay on ringside. The Machine off the ropes, sliding shin strike. These knees and kicks to the side of the head. There it is again. Oh, Ridley countered it that time. Rolling out of the way. How about that quickness by Ridley? And now Shane, there it is. This time again, a third time's the charm. Fall-away slam. 1, 2, 3, and Shane Ridley hands Walter Belay his first defeat. And the Armbar Society gonna head into the tag team tournament with a loss. Well, Shane Ridley, it looked rough for him there at the start, but no ring rust on him. An impressive performance. Back and forth matchup with a lot of close calls. But in the end, the fall-away slam finally executed by Ridley right there. Perfect. Perfect. Hey, real men wear pink, all right? Shane Ridley pointing at Gary Reed saying, "You want some, bitch?" Guys, of the night, the go-home edition of NGW before Ascendant 6 this weekend. And we have got what could quite possibly be a show stealer. Jaden Shadow, one-on-one with Rising Star champion challenger for his Rising Star title at Ascendant 6. Hunter Blackburn take a surprising loss to Michael Boom. Whether or not that might be an advantage for Hunter Blackburn, get him so pissed off and livid that he can then use that anger towards Drake Dunn at Ascendance. Either way, though, it was a loss. Now Drake Dunn and take down Jaden Shadow, who last week, very, very impressive with that fatal four-way victory. What up, J-Rod? Andrew Briggs, the MVP of that match. Still to come as well in our main event, Jacob Anderson going one-on-one with Cheesy Mass, which should be an interesting match. I'm looking forward to see how those styles mesh. Drake Dunn labels himself the next big thing, and it's hard to argue. Debuted here at CMV, winning the Rising Star Championship, retained it 2 weeks ago against Hunter Blackburn, but just barely. Can he do it again when it's 2 out of 3 falls? Jaden Shadow finally starting to turn a new page here at NGW. The first couple of months he was here, man, he just couldn't find a way to pick up a victory. But now he's starting to turn his luck around. Last week, a phenomenal win in that fatal four-way elimination bout Let's see if he can use it. He actually called Drake Dunn out. He requested this match, and after getting that win last week, General Manager Ken Donahue has given it to him. Let's see if Shadow will be able to put down Dunn. Both these guys are high flyers. Both men very agile and very athletic. Gotta grab me some Jaden bucks. They don't pay me enough for this job. Sell these on eBay. Jaden, he challenged Dunn in this matchup. It'll look good on his, I should say it'll look bad on his part if he is not victorious. But beating Drake Dunn is certainly easier said than done, no pun intended. The next big thing, the CMV Rising Star Champion. Hoping to get this last bit of momentum before he represents NGW at the biggest show of the year. The grandest stage of them all. Ascended 6. The pressure is on for Drake Dunn. Not long into his CMV career, and the spotlight will be on him at the show of shows. Non-title singles matchup, you know, if Jaden Shadow can pick up this win here, he'll no doubt be considered next in line for an opportunity at that title. So let's get it on. Jaden Shadow, Drake Dunn, a one-on-one at our co-main event still to come. Jacob Anderson and TZ Mass go toe-to-toe in our main event. Referee Perry White rings the bell, and we get it on. Both men of equal height and weight. As I touched on slightly, both men love to take to the air. Starting things off, feeling each other out. This is the first time ever they're going one-on-one. Back to their feet now. It's Jaden Shadow, who's a bit quicker. Irish Ripper to the corner. The back of Drake Dunn ricocheting right off those turnbuckles. Allows Shadow to keep control. Kick to the midsection. Immediately going to go behind for a somersault cutter. Something you don't see too often. Very interesting maneuver. Drake Dunn looks like he might be out of it already, and that is not good news for the Rising Star Champion. However, Drake Dunn back to his feet. Jaden Shadow taunting, and that is going to be a big mistake that might come back to bite him. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Dunn now closes in, arm drag though, greets him. Going around, wait a minute. Widow's Peak! Whoa, one. Only a 1 count. Holy crap, though. Big move, doing some damage on the neck of Dunn. Look at that. How awesome. How awesome is that? You can't deny. Literally a front flip into a Hurricane Rana. I've actually been saying it the past few Dunn matches, the king of the Hurricane Ranas. Probably Dunn's favorite maneuver, and he hits him like nobody else can. Up over the shoulders. One kick KO delivered to Dunn. Gonna stomp down a lower back as Jaden Shadow goes up to the second turnbuckle, hoping that whatever he tries for here will pay off. Back elbow, but wasted too much time, and Dunn recuperates. Moving out of the way, stomp down to the back of the head. Kick to the back, sending shooting pains up and down that spine, I'm sure. Very, didn't expect such a slow start to this match. Body splash, now it's Jaden Shadow who gets out of the way. Drake Dunn pandering to the NGW universe. Is that so smart? Perhaps a bit of a rookie mistake to take his eye off the ball. Well, Jaden Shadow still seems a bit out of it. Drake Dunn hits that drop kick. Now a kick to the middle of the back before locking in a camel clutch. Trying to force Shadow to tap out. Look at that drop down, kind of like a, well, like a, I don't even know what to really call that. Kind of body scissors takedown. Now we're getting a show of knee drops down across the face. Yo, what up, Z? Up over the shoulders. This is not where Dunn wants to be. Drop face first on the top turnbuckle. Now look at this. Relentless stomps to the gut again and again. Drake Dunn battles back up to his feet, though. Walks right into a kick to the gut, hook to the jaw. From behind, back suplex. Oh, atomic drop. And again. Still not done. Third time. Oh, the rear end of Drake Dunn most definitely going to be feeling some type of way tomorrow morning. Up on the top rope, Drake Dunn. This is the high rent district. Whatever Jaden Shadow is going for here, it is not going to be pretty. What the fuck? Whoa! That was like a top rope Northern Lights suplex. Kind of like a back body drop. Holy shit. Shadow still not done, though. And Dunn is in a bad way as Shadow goes for that jumping DDT, but Dunn was ready for him. I don't know how he came back to that quick. Sliding strike across the chest. There's that single high knee by Jaden Shadow. The prelude to that spear of his, but first goes for a lion salt, and maybe that alone will be enough to get the job done. No spear necessary, only a 2 count though. And Jaden Shadow lining up his shot. Drake Dunn is in all sorts of trouble and he knows it. Clutching up to make the counter. Dunn sees his opportunity before it can pass him by. T-bone suplex. Drake Dunn arms out wide. He's feeling himself right now. Can he carry himself to the window? It's been a very back and forth matchup, like I said, against very surprisingly slow paced. Inverted suplex. Oh. Force field activated over that corner. Drake Dunn, I believe, was trying to go up top for his shooting star press, but not too sure what happened there. Drop kick again attempted this time. Jaden Shadow was ready for it. He charges. Drake Dunn throws overhead with the fireman's carry. Counter, counter. Tip for tat. Who can get the edge? Who can get the victory? Clothesline. Down goes Shadow. Drake Dunn like, come on, you son of a bitch. I don't think he was expecting such a fight. I don't think a lot of people were expecting Jaden Shadow to give such a fight. Elbow to the side of the head. Bust Dunn wide open. This is exactly what Jaden needs. Boot camp. Drake Dunn. You see the way his neck went to the side? That wasn't pretty. Pulls himself to his feet. Clothesline down to the outside of the ring. See you bye. Have a nice trip and see you next fall. Ugh. I'm so sorry. My batteries died, and I didn't have any. Hang on, I gotta readjust my headset. So I had to go scavenging. In my sister's room, luckily I found some. Whew. That was quite a challenge there. I got scared for a minute. All right. Even though your immersion has probably been wrecked, I don't even know if anybody's here now, but continue on. Let's finish the show. We're in the midst of Jaden Shadow taking on Drake Dunn. And apparently Drake Dunn is on the outside of the ring. Blood poured out of a cut on his forehead. Jaden Shadow just looking down at him almost with pity in his eyes. Yeah, my batteries died and I didn't have any. Gotta make sure to hit the Dollar Tree. Get a big old pack for Ascendance Weekend. Can't have that happen again. I had to go rummaging through my sister's room to get 2 live ones. So luckily we can finish this off as Drake Dunn with a reverse DDT there to Shadow on the outside. And referee Perry White at the count of 4. Now 5. Oh, front flip into that Hurricanrana once again. Getting pretty deep into it. Drake Dunn, though, doing the kind thing. Lifted Jaden Shadow up to his feet and allow him to try to get back into the ring to beat the ref's count. He's at 8, though. He better hurry. Drake Dunn gives him some leeway. Jaden immediately throws him over his shoulders, going to try to drop him over the top rope, and he does. Lateral press. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, though. Brought up to a vertical base. Dunn is not looking too hot here, guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's looking pretty hot, but he's not looking too hot. Look at that quickness. You blink and miss it like a lightning bolt. Oh, the lie detector. That's one Drake Dunn matches before. Not going to get it done here, though. Not against Jaden Shadow. He was ready for it. He's prepared. He didn't come into this match blind. Can he find a way? Is there any way for Jaden Shadow to keep down Dunn? We know Dunn can be beaten. He was last week. A phenomenal match he had against Eli Park, but in the end, he came out with the loss. Jaden! Butterfly DDT! Can he back up the talk? 1, 2, no! Drake Dunn knows he cannot afford this loss with Ascendant 6 this weekend, where he defends his title against Hunter Blackburn and a 2 out of 3 falls match. But he might not have a choice. Jaden Shadow is riding high right now, seeming like he can't be stopped. To the apron, slingshot sent on. That might be his downfall right there, though. One too many risks taken. And Drake Dunn has his opening. He has his opportunity to seize control. Lie detector hits that time. His full body weight smack it right into the face and chest of Shadow. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Hands on his head. Drake Dunn, blood dripping down his face. Standing corkscrew moonsault. That's not enough for Dunn, though. Irish whip into the corner. The Rising Star champion comes up from behind, gets an elbow to the side of the head. Back suplex now. Kip up to follow through if Jaden can muster it, and he can. Somehow still has enough. Somehow is still alive. Single leg high knee hits its target once more. A head full of steam shut down by Drake Dunn. You can tell we're in the final moments of this matchup. It's nail-biting. I'm on the edge of my seat, but who will emerge victorious? Irish whip to the corner. Dunn approaches slowly but surely, not getting ahead of himself, but maybe wasting too much time. Shadow comes to, elbow to the side of the head, stunned momentarily, runs forward for a sunset flip powerbomb to the pin, and no, not the 3. Off the ropes. Drake Dunn throws himself at Jaden with a half-assed senton. Quite honestly, I don't know what Dunn was thinking there. Jumping cutter attempt. Jaden Shadow shuts him down, says no way. Hook to the jaw from a kicking him right in the ass. Jesus. And now a leg drop DDT. I've never seen someone just kick another superstar in the ass before. Literally kicking ass. Elbow drop again. Elbow drop once more. Elbow drop yet another time. Add one more on the board. Trying to take out Drake Dunn's leg. A very wise strategy to take out Dunn's leg. He can't hit that shooting star press off the top rope, and now shades of Hall of Famer Dave Turner. Psycho driver by Jaden Shadow. Can he get it done? This has been an awesome match, but a lucky rope break for our Rising Star champion. And the match will continue. Jaden tries to stay in the driver's seat, trying to stay on top of Drake Dunn any way he can. Punch the pec. Spear! Out of nowhere to the pin. 1, 2, 3. Jaden Shadow has defeated Drake Dunn. Another upset. First Hunter Blackburn defeated in our opening matchup by Michael Boom, and now Jaden Shadow takes down Dunn. It seems like Dunn has hit a rut. 2 losses in 2 weeks, but Hunter Blackburn lost as well tonight. It's hard to call what's going to happen at Ascendant 6 and the 2 out of 3 falls match for the Rising Star Championship, but I can tell you one thing. Jaden Shadow has just impressed a lot of people. What a match. What a win for Shadow. He called out Drake Dunn. He said, I know I can beat you. And he backed up those words. Congratulations to Jaden Shadow. As now we head into our main event. It's been a very long stream with the double W. I'm about ready to pass out, but we've got one more matchup to come our way. What was originally supposed to be Jacob Anderson versus our NGW champion Ryan Riley has now been turned into Anderson versus TZ Mass after what he did last week to Ryan Riley, and quite honestly an indescribable attack on our champion. If you did not see it, it is up on the CMV YouTube channel. Exclusive footage after last week's tag team match in the main event, where disciple of George King, Joe Dirt, defeated Joey Diaz and Ryan Riley in tag team action after everybody else had left. TZ Mass saw that Ryan Riley was still out of it and pounced on the opportunity, and what came after was despicable, to say the very least. Now it's up in the air. Big question as to whether or not Ryan Riley will even make it to Ascendant 6 this weekend to take on George King and their scheduled match. At least for tonight, TZ Mass nice enough to fill in for Ryan Riley and taking on Mr. Anderson here. TZ Mass unbeaten, and in 2 weeks, or 1 week now, the NGW after Ascendant 6 is where TZ Mass will have his opportunity at the NGW Championship. He'll fight Ryan Riley for the title, and TZ is doing everything he possibly can to better his odds of walking out of that match as the new champion. But perhaps Jacob Anderson can slow his roll a bit and hand him his first defeat in NGW right here, right now in our main event. Jacob Anderson knew what a huge opportunity he was going to have to take on Ryan Riley, but now that opportunity has been taken away from him by TZ Mass. So you know he's going to be pissed off. Look at those eyes. He certainly ain't happy. TZ Mass is cold and calculated as they come, as ruthless as anybody I have ever seen in CMV. He'll do whatever he has to do to get to the top and become NGW champion. So far, we have not seen a single weakness from TZ Mass. An unstoppable force wreaking havoc throughout NGW. So here we go. It is our main event of NGW episode 15, the final NGW before Ascendant 6 and TZ Mass offering a handshake to Jacob Anderson when Anderson accepted. TZ squeezing the hand. Might have just broken all the tiny little bones in Anderson's hand. Now you see TZ charging Anderson, but Anderson's ready for him, snapping back. And snapping back hard. Both these superstars involved in the third annual Slick Memorial Battle Royal over Ascendance weekend. But TZ Mass has got something bigger on his mind. He's got the NGW Championship on his mind. Again, Ryan Riley, what kind of condition is he in? Will he make it to face George King at Ascendant 6? And will he even make it to next week's NGW Championship match against TZ Mass? Mass might have, in the end, cost himself the title because Ryan Riley, man, after what TZ did to him, I just can't even fathom how he's feeling right now. TZ brings Jacob Anderson up to one knee, tries to continue his assault, but Jacob Anderson's ready for him. Leaping lariat, and there's a phenomenal kip up as well, showing off the agility that TZ Mass does not possess, but he does possess incredible strength. But I think his biggest asset is what I said before, that he is willing to do whatever he has to do to win a match, whatever he has to do to fulfill his goal. Mounted punches, stomp to the gut on the way out. Jacob Anderson, like he's being beat in a back alley right now. Reverse DDT, Anderson's not gonna quit though. The blue-haired warrior, the charismatic kid, snap in the arm of TZ Mass, just about to pull the shoulder right out of its damn socket there. Now a Michinoku driver, no pinfall to follow through though. Jacob Anderson instead tries to kick Chris Benoit's ghost. There we go, second kick on target to the chest. Ooh, this is rough. Vertical suplex, Northern Light suplex, I should say. Now gonna grab TZ by the waist, lifting reverse DDT. Brings him all the way up and plummeting back down to earth. TZ's hurting. Jacob Anderson can sense it. 110th Street Slam. The charismatic kid on the incline, trying to finish off Mass, but a back body drop instead. Back. What am I? Chicken here? Little chicken boy? Spinning soul kick. Honestly, I have not seen TZ Mass tested like this in any prior matches of his. Backbreaker, neckbreaker combination. Oh my God. Do not tell me Mass. One little sliver of an opening. Tries for Mass Effect. Anderson just raked the eyes. That's not something I would expect out of someone like Jacob Anderson, but I guess when your back's against the wall, you'll do what you have to do to survive. Side headlock now by Mass, looking to try to use his power, bullying Jacob Anderson. Standing side headlock. Anderson lets go though, tries to shoot in, walks right into a fireman's carry set up by Mass. Dropped over the top rope. The chest, the throat, making it hard for him to breathe. Jacob's not one to quit. Not one to quit easily anyhow. TZ gets up to his feet, punches the back of the head. Elbow to the side of the head though, catches him real quick. Vertical suplex, drop to a hangman's neck breaker. Some real oof behind that one. Now to the pin, hooks the leg. One. Only a one count. Head scissors, TZ Mass hoping to get off some elbows, but instead Jacob Anderson slips through. And then captures suplex. Oh, Jacob Anderson sees what might be his last opportunity to take out Mass and a brain buster. Will Mass be handed? What the hell? What? Jacob, what? Not going for the pin and then missing an elbow drop. You all right there, Jacob? Well, now it's too late to go for the pin, and Anderson knows it. TZ still looks to be a bit out of it, however. Make sure that he stays in control. Side headlock of his own being applied. TZ not fully recovered yet after that brainbuster. Trapped in this side headlock. Nowhere to go. There we go. Now TZ's pissed. Now he's angry. Irish whip Jacob a bit quicker, though. That's the advantage that he has against TZ. Drop kick. Mass just shows that shit to the side like, fuck out of here. Walking right into that knee, though. Fireman's carry set up for a boot camp. Detonation kick. Whatever you want to call it. Leave, Bateman. Go. Don't stay. You didn't be here to see this. Hook of the leg. One. Only a 1 count, though. Kick to the back. And TZ Mass stunned. Jacob Anderson, I'll give him credit. As much credit as I can in this situation. Oh, my God. Pulled right into a clothesline. Can Mass finish things off? Cheeky jab. Anderson. Bennett counters again. TG's finishing maneuver. The charismatic kid. 110th Street Slam a second time. Dragged by arm and leg. Mass looks to be completely limp. Eyes glazed over. Looking up at the lights. I think he's in La La Land, yet still he kicks out at 1. Man, Jacob might have already had this match won if he went for the pin after hitting the brainbuster. Hopefully he doesn't make that same mistake again. That's what he go. Oh, lumbar check. Mass might have dug his own grave. 1, 2, no. Talk about your close calls. Jacob Anderson on the verge of being the first man to defeat TZ Mass. That wasn't enough. Jacob Anderson thinking big, thinking real big, thinking super big, thinking he's got to hit something monumental to keep down Mass. The superplex. And again, not going for the pin. You cannot screw around with someone like Mass. Elbow drop off the springboard. Jacob Anderson on a whole nother level, the likes I've never seen him before. There's Mass. Backbreaker, neckbreaker combination. And TZ, you can see in his eyes a fire as the blood rushes down his face. Twist of fate. TZ on spaghetti legs nearly collapsed after hitting that. Here comes that ruthless aggression as he just bashes Anderson's head off the canvas. Punch to the jaw, scoop slam, TZ drops down behind. Swift neck breaker, takes him down. And now, looking to keep him down. Mass effect. 1, 2. Oh, did you see TZ's face? He cannot believe it. I can't believe it. There was no way Mass could have expected this. I certainly did not. Didn't give Anderson enough credit. What a performance by the charismatic kid, the blue-haired warrior. Proving his worth here. He can knock off the #1 contender for the NGW Championship. Are you kidding me? That could very well put him next in line. Not to mention, Jacob Anderson was hoping for the opportunity to face Ryan Riley here in the main event. What a great match that would have been. And TZ took that from him. Clothesline. Oh! And a stunner. The jaw of Jacob Anderson right off the shoulder, and again, twist of fate. This is when TZ becomes unstoppable. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count, cannot find that 3, and Mask beginning to rack his brain, hands atop his head, but he stays focused, laser focused. He knows what he's got to do. Mass effect. Numero dos and an uno, dos, cho, no tres. Are you kidding? Holy shit. TZ. What has he got to be thinking now? Look at this. Beside himself. Dumbfounded. And now it's just like he's a primate. Seeing red and just unleashing. But now Jacob Anderson looks to use TZ's emotions, his overflowing anger against him. 1. Only a 1 count though. TZ's out. This match continues. Lifting reverse DDT, a hold of the tights. All the way up and back down again. Anderson's not done either. He's not finished. Oh! Full Nelson sit-out face buster. Changing it up a bit. I like. That's the kind of stuff you gotta throw at TZ to keep him down. Can he do it? 1, 2. Oh my God, man. Is there any way to keep down TZ Mask? Is there any way to defeat him? If there is, Jacob Anderson cannot find him. Perhaps, maybe, just maybe, this is the final nail in the coffin. Brainbuster. Doesn't go. What is he doing? What are you doing, Jacob? Pin him. Pin him. Every time he hits that brainbuster, he doesn't go for the pin. What the hell? Anderson. Vertical suplex neck breaker. Again executed by TZ. You see Jacob looking around like he's lost, like he just woke up. Bout of amnesia. The 3rd time Jacob Anderson gets slammed face first down to the mat. No pin attempt there by TZ. These two putting on a war at our main event. And TZ, like they say, the 3rd time is the charm. Mass effect. 1, 2, 3, and TZ Mask remains unbeaten. Coming out of that match much worse than he went in, though. Jacob Anderson making some critical mistakes in that matchup. Otherwise, I think he might have actually gotten the victory here over Mask. But thanks to those mistakes, the veteran Mask able to capitalize on them and remain unbeaten. TZ Mask is on a whole nother level. Are we looking at our next NGW champion? It's hard to say no.